Okay, Broncos country, looks like we are live, but you guys know the drill by now. We've got to let the stream breathe for just a second here and make sure that everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Welcome in, Broncos country, to this Denver Broncos Syndicate live stream, as the Denver Broncos have made a couple of roster moves. They have signed a player and they have cut a player. But before we get into those, guys, let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping matters here as we wait for some people to start streaming in. If you could do me a big favor and smash the like button on this stream, as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate it. It's not mandatory whatsoever. So if you guys want some extra perks and incentives, link in the description below. All right, looks like we've already got a bunch of people in here. We got 19 people. So let's go ahead and bring in this here. First of all, we'll talk about the player who they signed. There we go. So the Denver Broncos have signed offensive tackle Geron Christian. Christian was previously on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. He's on the 53-man roster now. Since he was on the practice squad, you've got to sign him to the 53. So that gives the Broncos 4 offensive tackles on their roster: Christian, Bowles, McGlinchey, and Crum. Some needed depth on the offensive line. As far as the corresponding move is concerned, they are waiving Michael Bandy. Now, since they're past the trade deadline, everybody has to go on waivers. Even if you're a vested veteran, he'll have to pass through, and then Denver can sign him back to the practice squad tomorrow in time for tomorrow's practice. As far as Geron Christian is concerned, let's go ahead and bring this tab in, his Wikipedia page. He's a former third-round pick out of Louisville back in 2018 by the Washington Commanders. He spent 2018 to 2020 with the Commanders, then known by their former name, 2021 with Houston, 2022 with Kansas City, as well as Miami, back to Houston in 2023, Cleveland as well, Tennessee in 2024, Los Angeles, Cleveland again, and then Dallas on their practice squad. So Christian is a well-traveled player. He was here in Denver a couple of weeks ago when the Dallas Cowboys played against the Denver Broncos. So it's pretty evident that the Broncos saw him in pregame, liked what they saw, and now he is on their 53-man roster. So those are the moves that the Denver Broncos have made today. We will see if they make any other moves. J.K. Dobbins being injured. We'll find out more about that situation probably tomorrow, but that's definitely a bit of a concerning situation. We're trying something new here. We're doing live streams both on mobile as well as on PC at the same time. StreamYard gave me a feature to do that, and clearly it's working because we've got 71 people in the house. I mean, we've got a lot of people in here, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and start saying hi to some people. We've got David in the house. Hope it's someone that's an impact player on offense. I mean, probably not an impact player per se, more so depth, but still decent enough depth and something that the team needed. We got Dylan in the house. Good to see you. Holy Diver. We got Different in the house. Eric Fullerton, Yvonne, TTL. From Hawaii, let's go. Broncos, let's go. Yeah, Bandy is gone, Tommy. Indeed. He's probably going to be back on the practice squad tomorrow, but again, he's got to pass through waivers. Long arms, big hands, absolutely. We got Christian saying hi from Brooklyn, New York. Vertical stream. We've got both vertical as well as horizontal, so you can go and find the horizontal version if you want. You've got plenty of options here. I missed it. Who did we bring in? Geron Christian, offensive tackle who was on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. We talked about him a little bit earlier in the stream, so if you guys missed it, you can go back a little bit earlier on in the stream. Geron Christian, once again, I'll go ahead and actually just bring up the tweet here. That way you guys can see it that way. Yeah, boom, there we go. We got Reed in the house. Good to see you, Reed. Hope you were doing well. Imagine if Sean signed OBJ. I doubt that would ever happen, honestly. I don't think that's a player that's on the Denver Broncos radar. We got John saying Denver Broncos for life. at least Bandy being cut means Mims is probably back. Yes, all signs were pointing to Marvin Mims being back as early as possibly last week, but they didn't do a full contact practice because they were on a short schedule since it was Thursday night football. So because of that, he couldn't clear concussion protocol. If he gets a full practice in on Wednesday, then that's all it takes. He should be clear. And yeah, I fully expect Marvin Mims to be back for this game, which is obviously very good news for the Denver Broncos. This upcoming game against the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be a big-time litmus test for this team. Kansas City, over the last few weeks, they've been playing some really solid football, but last week against Buffalo, the Bills were able to get a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and that slowed down their offense pretty significantly. So I have to imagine that Denver is going to be looking at that Bills tape pretty heavily and seeing what kind of schemed pressure they brought, any stunts or twists. I'm going to get into that Bills tape over the course of this week and get into it and see what they exactly did in order for Kansas City to be slowed down that much, because Kansas City really struggled on the offensive side of the ball in that game. And I'm hopeful that Denver can play a similar brand of football on the defensive side of the ball to slow down Kansas City's offense. But let's not beat around the bush here. The Denver Broncos are going to have to play much, much better on the defensive side of the ball, or I'm sorry, on the offensive side of the ball in order for them to win this game. On the offensive side of the ball, it just hasn't been good enough. It hasn't been consistent enough. Bo Nix has had his problems, so that is going to be key number one for the Denver Broncos. They're going to have to play a lot better on the offensive side of the ball. And unfortunately, J.K. Dobbins, some early indications are this injury might keep him out for this game. I don't know that for sure, but just based on the language from the media, I'm hearing some other stuff as well. So just be prepared, Broncos country. We might be without our best offensive player overall in this game. J.K. Dobbins has really been our entire offense this season, and not having him out there would certainly suck. R.J. Harvey would be in line to get more snaps. We'd possibly see more snaps for Marvin Mims out of the backfield. Deuce Vaughn's on the practice squad. At this point, Broncos country's just hoping that it's anybody other than Tyler Bidet. Tyler Bidet has been a liability for this offense. I understand why he still sees snaps, because he is a pass protection back. He's the Broncos' main third down back, but still, he's dropping balls. It just has not been good enough for Tyler Bidet, so we're obviously hoping that we don't have to see more of him if we have to see J.K. Dobbins miss time. Why have we stopped targeting Sutton? It feels like defenses are selling out to stop Courtland Sutton. They're trying to take him away. They're double teaming him, putting a safety on him, doing whatever they have to do, because they know that Sutton is one of the only reliable weapons that the Denver Broncos have in the passing game. Troy Franklin has been way too inconsistent. Obviously, Marvin Mims has been hurt. I do feel like Marvin Mims coming back is going to help open things up for Sutton a little bit more, because now teams aren't going to just selling out to stop Sutton. They're going to also have to account for Marvin Mims as well. So I do feel like the Denver Broncos are going to open up their offense a little bit more once Marvin Mims comes back. Teams have to respect Marvin Mims' deep threat on pretty much every single play. They've got to make sure that they don't get burned over the top. So having him come back is definitely going to help open things up, in my opinion. All right, Broncos country, we're going to go ahead and start winding this little impromptu stream down. Again, testing both the horizontal and the vertical format here. Please be sure to leave a like on this stream, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. We got Graham in the house asking how much longer until Bo and his receivers get the deep ball going. At the end of the day, Bo's got to be more accurate. That's step one. He's got to be more consistently accurate on these deep balls. Step number two is the receivers need to get a little bit better at tracking them. Mostly Troy Franklin. Franklin has had those issues tracking deep balls, but I'd say issue number one in terms of the Broncos' deep passing game is Bo Nix either overthrowing or underthrowing. Once he marries his lower body to his upper body, gets his mechanics figured out, That's something I would expect to happen over the course of this offseason. That's when I believe our deep passing game will be more consistent. I think we're just going to have to learn to live without a consistent deep passing game this year. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.